I apologize again for the lighting of this review, but that's not what matters. I'm here to review one of the worst sequels ever made. A Good Day to Die Hard, the fifth installment into the Die Hard series. Now, Die Hard has an extremely large fan base, one of the most popular movies ever made. I have now seen 4 of the Die Hard movies. Of course, I love the first one, great action movie. The third one I still thought was pretty good. The fourth one I really didn't like. Thought it was like just overly silly. Now I have been sick of seeing the trailer for this movie, for months now, because it's played at every single movie I've been to for the past 4 months. And I kind of wish I've still been watching it, because that trailer is 1,000 times better than the movie, even though I didn't even really like the trailer. Now, usually I explain the synopsis before I really get into the movie. The synopsis is one of the worst things about it. You got Bruce Willis back as John McClane, one of the biggest action heroes ever. And he's like, there's something going down in Russia, and his son is there. He's like this CIA agent, this spy, and he's about to get sentenced to life in prison for shooting someone in some kind of mission. And then other Russians are trying to get something. I was so uninterested in this plot that I really cannot retell it to you. It in 5 minutes, it tries to explain it in this quick montage in 5 minutes. There's no time to there's no oh, we're reintroduced to John McClane. It plays out as just another action star. I mean, this seriously just feels like any really bad action movie, and then just saying, oh, how do we get more money? Let's just make the main character John McClane, and then just do nothing else. And I think that's really insulting. I mean, to do that to this really huge franchise, that's just offensive. Yeah, so you got the most uninteresting plot ever. The villain in this movie is horrible. Not memorable at all. We all remember Hans Gruber. From a movie that came out in the 80s, I still remember his name, Hans Gruber. I didn't know what the villain's name in this was when I was watching the fucking movie. I mean, there's no interesting, goal that this villain, I mean, he's just walking around, where's this file? I'm sick of hearing about files in action movies. Can you shut up about them? Files suck. Stop talking about them in movies. And then you got this father-son thing, which is just thrown in there. I mean, like I said, the screenwriter for this movie is so dumb. For Die Hard 5, okay, we're gonna, they usually have terrorists in action movies? Okay, Russian terrorists. Alright, good. I think there should be something else, though. Well, the last one, it was kind of like a father-daughter relationship. How about we make it a father-son relationship? There, I got it. I'm so smart. Then, like I said, within 5 minutes, Bruce Willis is already in Russia. He saves his son's life in the worst action scene I've ever witnessed. Yeah, he saves his son's life, and right away, you can see that his son hates him. I mean, his son almost shoots him on the spot when he sees John McClane, and he's calling him John. He refuses to call him Dad. And it pissed me off because the only insight we get into, the troubles these two have had is because John McClane worked too much. Are you fucking kidding me? People actually have daddy issues, okay? People actually have a really bad relationship with their father, and he wasn't around too much, and so you're gonna make his son almost shoot him in this first scene? There's absolutely no connection from this audience to this. I mean, no one gives a shit about that relationship. And yeah, that's not what's the worst thing about this movie. This movie has the dumbest action I have ever seen in my life. It is terrible. The first action scene, which is 15 minutes long, he's in this truck driving after these terrorists who have these rockets and bombs and are just throwing shit at John McClane, and he gets hit. His truck gets hit by a rocket or some shit like that, and it flips over onto a bunch of other cars, and he has no reaction to it at all. He's in this stupid truck, he smashes off bridges and is just driving on top of cars, and then his daughter calls him and he's like, oh, hi, honey, I'm just driving on a bunch of cars. Just let there be a little realism so we can actually be afraid. There is no suspense or intensity whatsoever if you make your hero just unkillable. It's retarded in the first Die Hard movie. The good thing about that was we felt that he was a real human being who could actually feel pain. One of the best scenes in that movie is when he has to run across a whole room that has glass all over the floor, because when you shoot at people and there's windows around, there's going to be glass, and that movie acknowledged it. He had to run across glass in his bare feet, and you could see he was in pain. That was one of the best scenes in this movie. There's no acknowledgement of anything. The two just casually jump out of the window of a 30-story building and are smashing through ceilings, wood and glass ceilings. Then they fall through this tube and get shot out of it, and they have no reaction to it. This is one of the worst action movies I've ever seen, let alone a Die Hard movie. This movie, with how bad it was, kind of offended me, and I'm not even a huge Die Hard fan. I haven't seen the second one. I don't watch that movie religiously. I'm not even a huge fan, but I felt betrayed. This is shit. Do not see this movie. This movie gets a 2 out of 10. I do not give strong ratings to things. I tend to see something good in bad movies, even when I'm like, oh, that movie just sucked. That was shit. I usually tend to give it like a 4 out of 10 because I'm not strong. This gets a 2 out of 10. It is horrible. And it does not show a good sign for the rest of the year because it's not even the worst movie of the year so far. Last year, when I did my top 10 worst of the year, This Means War got a 2.5 out of 10 for me. I gave this a 2 out of 10, so it's worse than any of those movies, and this still was not the worst movie of this year so far, and it's only been 2 months. I've already given a 1 out of 10. It really does make me nervous about the rest of the year. Just stay away from this. If you're a Die Hard fan, you really should not see this. Just watch it on DVD, just get pissed or something. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the review though. Please give me feedback, like or dislike, don't dislike. But yeah, like the video if you did like it, and subscribe if you want more reviews.
No.
Gavin.
Yeah?
Leave.
Wait, I'm just showing him the end.